Wellhouse Serena, their new compact conversion based on the third generation of Serena. It comes as standard with a 136 horsepower petrol engine linked to an automatic gearbox, and the headline thing about it is that you can get one on your drive from as little as 18,000, which is quite an incredible figure.
They're available in 2 or 4-wheel drive versions, giving you plenty of options if you like to venture off the beaten track.
The actual vehicle length is 4.77 metres long, and it's also under 2 metres tall with the pop top fitted. So it can slip under 2 metre height barriers in car parks. So if you're thinking of using a vehicle as a daily driver, this could be the thing for you. So let's take a closer look inside. Inside the cab of the Serena, it's all very familiar Nissan stuff. If you've ever driven one before, you'll be familiar with the layout. There's an automatic gearbox as standard, as with many Japanese vehicles. Makes it very easy to drive, especially around town in stop-start traffic. So if you live in a city, a good choice. Power steering's nice and light, and the heater controls are pretty intuitive. There's various nice storage buckets too, so place to store your bits and bobs. Touchscreen stereo is fitted as standard. They replaced the Japanese spec unit. And the other thing I noticed is the seat has a bit of a party trick, folds flat. You could almost use that as a table if you put a top on it, so that's quite an interesting feature. Japanese petrol engine, so it's nice and quiet too, very little vibrations. I'll fire it up so you can hear it. So it's a nice quiet unit, as you can hear, or not hear. The instruments are all logically laid out, as you can see. In the centre here, it tells you when you're in reverse or drive. And nice stalk controls, so easy to live with. Down here we've got the heater controls, so you've also got switching on auto. As you can see, it all powers up. A nice automatic. You'll notice it's got various settings here. So it's got the low when you want to hold it in a gear, drive for normal use, neutral and reverse. And obviously all the windows front and back are electric, as are the mirrors. And also, if you press this button here, press it back, how cool is that? Very useful. So if you're in a tight spot, you need to put its ears in, you can. Inside the Serena, you can swivel round the 2 cab seats to form quite a sociable lounge. You can put your feet up, and with twin sliding doors, it's actually a really pleasant place to be. Interestingly, all these rear seats slide individually, and there's also this interesting centre console which also slides individually. There's 3 seat belts in the back, 2 3-point belts and a lap belt for the middle, and everything folds down and can be rearranged. So you've got a nice cup holder there, a storage tray, and if you want it slid all the way forward to be a drinks holder for the front seats, you can do. There's a lever at the back to pull it back. Quite interesting. Each of the seats slides, so you can have all sorts of interesting arrangements. You could have this one slid forward and have it down like that, so you could watch the scenery. All sorts of different arrangements with this interior, so I quite like it. It's very Japanese, and that's a good thing. Or it can be slid all the way back and the backrest popped up, and you've got 3 travel seats in the rear, 2 of them are 3-point, lap belt in the middle. Headrests, we take them off just for the photo shoot, but it does come with headrests. And what I like is, if you slide the seats forward a little bit and angle the backrest, actually got a really nice chaise longue, and you can put your feet up on the front seats. You can also use it this way round because obviously you've got more width. There's no cabinets restricting the length, so it's quite a wide rear seat. Very comfortable. I'd probably want to sit here, see the view, and I can get to the fridge and grab a beer. So my perfect van, I think. So yeah, really sociable layout. Obviously you've got a dining table that can go in the middle, so you can eat here. And I think you'd probably fit 5 here fairly comfortably, depending on the shape of the table, and probably a child in the middle. But certainly 4 adults with comfort. These both fold down to form a couple of single beds. It's very easy to make up. You just swivel the front seats and then pull the seat towards you, drop the backrest. Infill cushions bridge the gaps and give a nice flat sleeping surface too, so that's good. As you can see, well, I'm 6'2", and it's definitely a 6 foot long bed. Excuse the shoes. But yeah, it's comfortable. With the infill cushions, they do make a nice bed. To gain access to the kitchen, you can slide the seats out of the way, or if you slide the centre console forward, it leaves a narrow gap and you can just get through there. You've got the usual facilities in here, so twin burner hob, sink with cold water tap, and a compressor fridge down here, and behind me, bank of cabinets. So you've got a couple of wardrobes. All your electrics are in the rearmost one, and then at the bottom there's an additional storage space. The electrics for the vehicle are under a panel at the back, and there's also a chemical loo hidden under the cabinet in the back.
On the edge of the kitchen cabinet you'll find a main socket, 2 USB sockets and the control panel. This has controls for battery level, the lighting and the water pump. Blown air heating can also be specified as an option.
The other point that's worth mentioning is, thanks to the front hinge roof, there's lots of height in the kitchen area, so you can stand up.
You even get a solar panel as standard, and with prices starting from just $18,000, it's a great way to replace a family car with something far more useful and interesting.